Hey rugby fans, thank you for pressing play and welcome back to our mini-series as we choose our team and players of the season. If you haven't seen these episodes yet, where have you been? Don't worry, don't panic. We'll put the link below where you can look back over our previous episodes. Now we are going to be joined by some of the biggest names in women's rugby, including Fiona Thomas from Telegraph Women's Sport, Johnny Hammond from the Women's Rugby Pod, and Rachel Burford also from the Women's Rugby Pod, and of course Harlequins and England as well. And we are going to be picking our team and players of the season. We've so far chosen our front row, we've also chosen our second row, and now it's time to choose our back row trio. Yes, it's 6, 7 and 8, and if you don't know, well, the players that we choose have to have played a minimum of 8 games for their club, and we choose the players that have played the most in that position this season. Simple enough? It is, and it's a lot of fun, and hopefully you'll agree with our selections. So let's get to it.
And we move on to our back row. This perhaps isn't as easy maybe as some of the ones we've done previously, but we will start with our blind side flanker, Rachel Burford. We're going to start with you. Rachel, who would you have as your blind side flanker?
Sarah Beckett.
Cool. Moving on.
We've done it here.
I think, traditionally what you see from blindside flankers is they're doing a lot of work around the park. They're clearing things up, they're rucking a lot. And you don't often see as many line breaks as what Sarah Beckett does. And she just has that extra added string to her bow. She's a real force competitor. She has an unbelievable attitude about how competitive she is. And yeah, I would have her on my team every day.
Okay. Johnny?
Again, McMahon is not in the conversation due to our constraints, but our the criteria of picking. I put down Taz Bickle as well, Brickle at Worcester. Bricknell. Do apologise. Right. Third time lucky. Only commentated on her. No, she's very, very aggressive. Yeah, plays back row, can play in at 9 as well. She's really impressed, especially latter sort of end of the season. But because I know what's good for me, I will agree with my work wife and go Sarah Beckett. I think, look, I haven't got a great deal more to add to what Berth said. Right to the forefront that we spoke about that again at the Stoop in previous episodes when we were talking about front rowers. When Harlequins shot out to that lead, it was Sarah Beckett leading the way, and she was right up in the faces of the Sarries players with verbals and physicals and all the rest of it. So yeah, I don't think you can look past Sarah Beckett for that. I think the reason she's allowed to do a lot of the work in the open field is because of the likes of Fee Fletcher, who again we chose in the second round of the previous episode, because of the hard work and the unseen dirty work that Fee Fletcher does. I think it allows Sarah Beckett that little bit more freedom to go and roam and bust people. So Sarah Beckett 6 for me.
Okay, Fiona, before we come to you, just to throw it out there, does it matter that she's only played 8 games this season? And also, does it matter that Sarah Beckett has kind of switched between back row, second row? Or for you, is it her, or have you got someone else in mind?
I mean, the 8 appearances that Sarah's had compared to the 12 that Taz has had. I mean, like what Johnny said, Taz I think has been another key player for Worcester this season. We talked about Laura Keats, we talked about Akina Gondwe, and you just kind of wonder where or how Worcester's season could have panned out. Had it not been for players like Taz kind of leading the way, in that pack. Again, such a versatile player. But for me, to kind of go along with Rach and Johnny, Sarah Beckett, I just think she's in a league above. She's just completely. She's such a confident player for someone so young. And I know that's quite common for some of the young guns coming through at Quins. but for club and in the Six Nations we saw her as well. Just her ability to exploit space like she does, I just think it is tremendous. So for me, yeah, Sarah Beckett, 100%.
And Fee, I think there's a load more to come from her as well. I think she's young, but there's still loads more to come. I mean, her potential is actually quite frightening.
And she's such a good singer as well.
Yeah, good
Awesome singer.
Oh,
there's a career outside rugby for when it all ends. Hopefully in many, many years' time. And hopefully we can see a lot more of her. Okay, well that seems like that's locked in. Fantastic. So from blind side to open side, I feel like this one is going to be a bit more contentious. I feel like this isn't going to be as cut and dry. So let's go the reverse way. Let's start with Fiona for our open side flanker.
Yeah, so lots of big names here. Claire Malloy has had a sterling season at Wasps. Every time she gets that ball, she just does something special with it. Such a key instrumental player in Giselle Marver's side this season. Lucy Locker as well. I think she's really come on the season for Worcester. For me, I know everyone's kind of talked about Giada Franco just because she's been such a breath of fresh air in the Tyrrells. Coming all the way from Parma, taking such a risk, if you ask me, in terms of joining or playing in a game that is effectively, let's face it, still amateur, but just kind of the willingness and her determination to blaze a new trail for women's rugby, and especially for Italian women's rugby as well. I think it's incredible what she's done. Such a strong carrier as well, and she's certainly turned a lot of heads at Harlequins in her first season. For me, however, there's no other shout than Marley Packer, just because I just think she's been immense all season. She pops up into position when it matters. We saw that at the Stoop when she helped spearhead that immense comeback. Sorry, Rachel, don't mean to mention it, but it has to be said. I actually see her as a bit of a future England captain, if you ask me, just because she's got that determination. I think she's publicly referenced some of the kind of troubles that she's had in the past, but she's been level-headed to acknowledge those, and that for me is a really kind of cool kind of attribute to have in someone. And she just leads from the front for in a Sarri shirt. So for me, Marley Packer, 100%.
Okay, I'm going to go to Rachel next. A few names on there you have played alongside. I don't know if you want to, add any more into the mix, or you can focus on maybe one or two who you think deserve it.
Yeah, again, like the standout names: Claire Malloy, Marley Packer, Giada Franco. Sevens are all about being game changers in big moments, and all three of them deliver. But for me, I want to say Giada because she'll kill me if I don't. But for me, Claire Malloy, she's just unbelievable, and when she doesn't play for Wasps, it is a different result completely. And the ability that she has, I think just her presence on the pitch is what brings so much confidence to the Wasps side. And yeah, she's just a player that grafts so hard all the time, every time, doesn't complain, gets on with it. Just exactly what you want from your seven. So I'm going to go with Claire Malloy.
Interesting. Definitely did not expect that. Mr. Hammond.
Hi. 7. Yeah, I'm just trying to avoid it because it's tight. It's really tight. Look, these teams are always quite interesting, isn't it? I mean, when we were doing the vegetable 15 with my kids, who are you playing against? Do you want to balance in the back row? Who does your league go with? So all these kind of things you have to take into consideration. Absolutely, Giada Franco, Harlequins, real breath of fresh air on and off the field. Real one of those kind of people you can plug into, and she just gives you energy. She's tremendous. Lockhart again at Worcester, I think is in that conversation with, as Fee mentioned, Marley. Yeah, again, very consistent performer. Although having covered Marley for many years, you expect big things because she is Marley Packer and she's a World Cup winner, and she's performed very well. So I'm not sure. For me, Marley's had a standout season as she's had previously. I think Claire Malloy. I'm with Berth when I was talking about Laura Keats in the front row in previous episode. That leadership, and I think Berth's absolutely right. Watch her a completely different side when the girls look around the change room and Claire Malloy's not there. They're a different side, of course, when she is there. So, yeah, Claire Malloy gets my vote. Open bracket, what an amazing artist. Close bracket, open another bracket. Wow, she's a doctor doing amazing things at the moment. Close bracket, Claire Malloy's my 7.
Wow. Okay. Fantastic. Interesting. Well, look, I don't get the deciding vote because we've got a majority. So I'm only here to sway the final winner if there's no clear cut. I think Claire Malloy, absolutely. There's probably no better jackler in the world of rugby than Claire Malloy. She 1 minute the ball's there for your team, the next minute it's gone because she's got it and she's off. For what it's worth, my vote was Marley Packer. I think this season she has almost single-handedly dragged her team into winning matches. We know that Saracens probably could be argued they haven't had the strongest season, even for their standards. Yes, they're undefeated. Yes, they were top of the table by the time it finished, but it wasn't the Saracens of old. And I think someone like Marley has really stepped up to the plate and been a real leader. Sometimes she has to watch her mouth, but really when she's firing on all cylinders, there is no one like her. Again, and a shout out to Giada Franco as well. We watched her the first couple of games and she has just injected a breath of fresh air into the Premier 15s. And hopefully, Fiona, like you said, hopefully this will lead to a swathe of foreign talent coming into these shores. I'd love to see more Italians, French, and those from the Southern Hemisphere. But fair enough. Claire Malloy is our number 7. Fantastic. Right, so let's move on. It is another one which there are a lot of strong names here. It is our number 8 to cap off the back row. And again, folks, for those of you who are watching, if you agree with us, if you don't agree with us, do comment below. We love to hear your thoughts. So we're going to kick things off with Johnny. Who would you like to know?
Yeah, it's fine. Where I find second row is easy. I've still got five names on my list. Roe Marston, I think, started the season with a real bang down at Bristol. Obviously, they got included in Tom Middleton's autumn campaign, and rightly so. But as Bristol sort of tailed off, as has she, and where we're talking about people dragging teams through by themselves and possibly not seen too much of that. Tied to a Sussy at Gloucester Hartbury. Really, really good season for her. Liz Craik as well, again at Wasps, season after season. She shifted around various positions and always performs well. But I'm going to go straight back at the bowler, really high elbow, defensive shot, Sunter, Sarah Hunter. She came on, where was it? I think it was against Wasps when she made her return from injury. The side totally changed. Literally in front of your eyes. She came on, bang, completely changed. Unbelievable the influence that lady has on whatever teams that she plays for. And possibly I'm using wrong criteria here myself in terms of influence and what have you, but she never makes a poor decision. I can't remember one in many a year. She doesn't put her foot wrong. She's an absolute coach's dream. Plays by her patterns, does what she's asked to do, and leads from the front. She's an outstanding rugby player, as well as being an outstanding human being.
Brilliant. Okay, so one for Sarah Hunter. Fiona?
Yeah, again, another tough list, I think, to choose from here. I know a lot of the focus in the kind of second half of the season was on Harriet coming back, from her super long-term injury, and
Harriet Mills at Wasps.
Harriet Mills at Wasps. Fantastic to see her back in a Wasps and, of course, in an England shirt. Her colleague as well, Liz Craik, again, another name that deserves to be in this pack as well, this list. T to Associates at Gloucester, another great import into the TP15s for Gloucester Hartpury. Again, such a powerful runner with the ball. T. Roe as well, Roe Marston. Wow, like Johnny said, I think she did kind of tail off towards the kind of business end of the competition. But for her to come on and make her England debut in the kind of in the hostile environment that was Clermont last autumn, when England were up against it, showed incredible kind of composure there. And I think she's a kind of, she'll kick on next season. But again, I cannot disagree with Sarah Hunter just for who she is, what she stands for. She's such a tremendous ambassador for women's rugby, for club and country, and it'll be interesting to see how she operates next season. Her and Emily Scarrett, in light of Katie Daly-McLean's departure to Sale Sharks, who of course have been recently accepted into the Tills Premier 15s. But yeah, cannot disagree. She is such a stalwart, and you just know if Sarah Hunter's on your team, then you're in for a tough one.
Interesting. So, 2 for Sarah Hunter, Rachel Burford, almost kind of redundant.
It doesn't matter.
Just to know who you would have picked.
So I would have just had a mention about Harriet Mills being back. Great to see her back, but we haven't seen her best yet. We've seen pretty good part of her, but we still haven't seen her at her best yet. You could easily, and as the guys have, and fully deserved, you could put Sarah Hunter in there, but I was going to go for T for Gloucester Hartpury. Just what she does for her side. They are, like we said about Claire Malloy, they're a different side without her. Since she came over, they've given them such great go forward, such a good platform, a real threat off the back of the scrum, and off the back of the line out where she plays out in the open field. So for me, I was going to go with T.
Rachel, I am 100% behind you. I would have also actually gone for T Tawasosi. I think she has been unreal this season. She's come in, she's played over in Singapore. She has made Gloucester Hartpury a different side up front. They've got a lot of young players in their pack, and they brought a few players who are a bit more experienced. T is someone who can change a game. We gave her our Player of the Match award when Gloucester came to play against Wasps. She scored a try. She set up a try towards the end. She hits every single line as if she was running through a brick wall. And she comes out and she's got such a smiley persona, such a calm attitude. And she's been unreal. I just want to give a shout out to Lois May Brown as well for DMP Sharks. She's a young number 8. She's actually been signed from the lower leagues this year. So she's not someone who's a big name. She's come in and she's made a real difference for DMP. She's one of the reasons why they are climbing up the table this season. So big shout out to her. But it doesn't really matter what I think. It doesn't really matter what Berth thinks. It is going to be.
I disagree. It always matters what Berth thinks. The only thing I'd say about T is, a bit like Roe Marston, really incredibly strong through the start of the season. I'm not quite sure she's having that influence. People kind of worked her out, double teaming her, that kind of stuff toward the end of the season, which is why she probably didn't get my vote.
Sure. No, listen. This is what it's all about. It's all about a debate. I would say that, Sarah's maybe played eight games this season. T's played 11, but There we go. That's the people have spoken. Our experts have spoken.
Hunter scored 7 tries. T's only scored 3. There you go. Tit for tat. We can do that.
Fair enough. Listen, I can't. I'm the one to argue that one of the best players in the world, current England captain, and someone who's going to go down as a legend of the game, shouldn't be in our team of the season.
Yeah.
I'm standing next to Rachel Burford, and spreading the love here. But listen, we've got our back row. So our back row, number 6, Sarah Beckett at Quins. Number 7, Claire Malloy, Wasps. And number 8, Sarah Hunter at Loughborough.
Whew. Don't know about you, but that was a tricky one. So many players to choose from and only 3 positions to fill. What do you think? Do you agree with us? Do you think we've got it completely wrong? Do you think that I am a moron? Probably. Anyway, whatever you think, do comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Of course, if there's any players that you think we've missed out, maybe your favourite player, we would love to hear from you. And do not worry, because we've got more where this came from. We've chosen our front row, we've chosen our second row, and we've now rounded off the pack by choosing our back row, which means our next episode is going to be our halfbacks, number 9 and number 10. Please follow us across social media. Do give this video a bit of a like and put on your notifications so that you know when the next video in this mini-series drops. For now, thanks to our panel. They were brilliant. Thanks to you. You were brilliant. And we'll see you next time. Bye.